such a buzz around Hafiz Saeed. What exactly happened in Pakistan? Unknown gunmen have struck and they have attacked a Lashkar top commander. But as we were getting you the news about Lashkar terrorist Abu Qatal being eliminated by unknown gunmen in Pakistan, started the chatter around Hafiz Saeed. What exactly happened in Pakistan? Where is Hafiz Saeed? Why are top Pak media journalists scurrying to rebuff all the speculation around him? And can there be smoke without fire? Let's get you the latest updates. We have Priyank joining us, we have Bhavtosh with us, and we also have Pradeep Datta. Over the last 1 hour or so, Pradeep, there is a lot of speculation around Hafiz Saeed. There is an angle that has emerged of a possible mystery third terrorist. As per the reports that's available to us, there was a third terrorist who has been severely injured. This third terrorist was apparently, as per reports, meeting some Pakistani commanders. After that, he gets injured. Suddenly, the chatter started doing the rounds about this mystery third terrorist possibly being Hafiz Saeed. There are reports saying that Hafiz Saeed is currently lodged in the Lahore Central Jail. But why is there such chatter around Hafiz Saeed, and why is the Pak media trying to put a blanket ban on this very story? Take us through all the details.
See, Sangeeta, there are two things, because this incident is definitely going to expose Pakistan, because Pakistan often keeps on saying that they are not allowing their soil to be used for terror-related elements. And the second thing, they have been befooling the world community that Hafiz Saeed is jailed, he never moves out. And this incident has taken place. One thing is clear, that what these commanders are trying to do, including Hafiz Saeed, because whenever the snow melts, they move toward the border belt. They try to once again send those boys across the border and lure them to the gun culture, and they motivate and radicalize them further. So this had been happening for years together. There is every possibility that Hafiz Saeed was supposed to move along with them, or he was moving along with them, because there are so many conflicting reports. The reports what we are getting right now is that Abu Qatal, Khattal Sindhi, he along with his gunmen were killed, and the third person injured is, one of the reports says that he was the driver. Another report says that maybe possibly it was Hafiz Saeed who was also traveling along with them, because Pakistan authorities are completely tight-lipped over the issue. Reason being, because this is going to expose them to the world community. Yes. But if this has happened, because one thing is quite clear, because already Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said, "Ghar mein ghus ke marenge," and that we have already seen this paradigm shift in the military strategy. After Uri attack, that was the first time when Indian Army was able to cross line of control, and they were able to demolish many of their launching pads of Lashkar-e-Taiba in Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir. And again, after Pulwama bombing, we saw that how Indian Air Force was able to penetrate 65 kilometers inside Indian Pakistani territory, and they were able to decimate and demolish Jaish-e-Mohammed headquarters in Balakot. So this time also we have seen that during the last 2-3 years, now the safer space that used to exist for all these Pakistani terrorists is no more safer for them. Pakistan used to be safe haven for them. Now it has sent shiver down the spine. It all started with Bashir, who was a close aide of Sayyid Salahuddin. He was killed in Rawalpindi area, just close to the Rawalpindi headquarters. He was one of the closest aides. Since then, we have seen that how Pakistan Army and Inter-Service Intelligence had been providing security not only to Sayyid Salahuddin, but also to Hafiz Saeed. There was an attempt on Sayyid Salahuddin's life, but that time the Pakistan authorities said that it was a cylinder blast, but the reality was that there was a bomb blast that was aimed to target Sayyid Salahuddin. Since Sayyid, then you must have seen that Sayyid Salahuddin often used to give interviews.
He has got of Pakistan. First, the denial. The fact that they have provided shelter and haven to the world's most dreaded terrorists. They have always been in denial of that. We know how US carried out operations and took down the top terror bosses on Pak soil. And it was a massive embarrassment for Pakistan itself. And now, then comes this news about unknown gunmen who are taking down Lashkar terrorists, who are taking down Jaish terrorists in Pakistan. Let me go across to Priyank. Priyank, tell us about what exactly has happened. We have news about Abu Qatal, a man who was most wanted by the NIA. This man who was supposed to be very close to Hafiz Saeed, about him, being targeted by unknown gunmen. His driver has also been killed. What is the information that you have with you with regards to Abu Qatal and the way he was killed in Pakistan?
Yes, at least Sagarika, what we are getting to know that the second person is Abid. We are yet to get a confirmation that whether he was the one who got injured or he was the one who has been admitted in the hospital. But while talking about Abu Khattal, certainly we have accessed the dossier. And let me show you to viewers that this is the dossier of Abu Khattal, which is talking about how many times he has been charge treated. We are talking about an individual, if you can show in the visuals, we are talking about an individual who has been charge treated by the NIA in the attack which happened in Riyasi. He has also been charge treated in an attack which happened on 21st of January 2023 in Dangi. We are talking about an individual who was involved in the 20th April 2023 Bata Duryan, Duryan attack which happened in Jammu and Kashmir, and also in Kandi attack which happened on 5th of May 2023. So we are talking about Abu Khattal, who was not only one of the closest aid of the 26/11 attacker, but also someone whose active involvement has also come up. What we have got to know that soon after he went back in 2002, back in Pakistan, in the Pakistan-occupied Jammu Kashmir area, he was given a task to operate training camp. And he was certainly operating 10 of the training camp in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, which is certainly a big threat. The manner in which he was assassinated last evening and the name of the third individual being hidden by the Pak authorities is certainly creating, speculation, certainly, that whether the third one was Hafiz or not.
So the mystery third terrorist angle and the fact that the name is being hidden with such aggression, with such ferocity, almost comes like an embarrassment for the Pakistani establishment, isn't it, Bhavtosh? Because we've been reporting the details about most wanted Lashkar terrorist being taken down, and the man Abu Khattal was named for the attacks in Rajouri, was named for plotting attacks on our IAF, and now there is news that he's been killed, so is one of his aide. But why is there a sense of such secretiveness when it comes to this third terrorist? Who is this third terrorist, and is this why there is such speculation around the possibility of the third terrorist who's injured, the possibility of him being Hafiz Saeed?
Yes, Sagarika, in fact, Pakistan media, which is very active on social platform, is completely silent on the shootouts that has taken place in Khyber at around quarter to 2 or at around 1:30. There has been no chatter on any social media platform. In fact, this news is missing, except for a very grainy footage that has been provided on one of the social media platforms. The fact is, we will go by what is confirmed. One information that has been confirmed is that Abu Qatal and his gunmen have been shot dead. This has been confirmed by top intelligence agencies official here in New Delhi. Second information that is confirmed is that there is a third individual who has been shot, but he is out of danger. He has been admitted in the military hospital in Rawalpindi. Now the question is, what is the identity of the third individual? The identity of the third individual is someone who was accompanying them after attending a meeting of army officers. Now, that is the reason why speculation is very real. Now, the fact is that on papers, Hafiz Saeed is lodged in Central Jail for his involvement in 26/11 terror attack case, but that has not prevented him from being in jail. He has addressed public gatherings. He, in fact, has gone ahead and asked for funds for Lashkar-e-Taiba. So the question is, will Pakistan come out in open and identify the third person who has been injured? Will it even admit that Abu Qatal has been killed?
Right.
So these are the questions that Pakistan now needs to answer.
I want you to be with us because we have Lieutenant General Sanjay Kulkarni, defense expert, joining us this afternoon. Major General Rajan Kochhar also with us. Gentlemen, I want to ask you, whenever there is such news that emerges from Pakistan, that a top Lashkar commander who was given haven, protection and possibly pampered for years together by the Pakistani ISI, when he is taken down or killed, there is a sense of denial that comes in from the Pakistani establishment. There is a lot of buzz around Hafiz Saeed. How are you responding to the buzz and speculation around Hafiz Saeed, Lieutenant General Sanjay Kulkarni?
Kavita, thank you. I know much that we would all want this buzz to be confirmed, and just not confirmed, I would rather celebrate his death, because he's instrumental for so many incidents in India, and primarily the Mumbai one. He's a UN designated terrorist. He has a $10 million award to his. And obviously, of course, the real thing is, it's supposed to have been lodged in a Lahore jail for 31 years. If that be so, lots of time these kind of reports do turn up.
Right.
And even about like Dawood Ibrahim also, we've been hearing, I don't know how many times we've heard he's knocked off or he's dead or something. Similarly for Hafiz Saeed. More importantly, at this point of time, it is his absolute right-hand man who's responsible not for so many incidents, be it in Rajouri, in Riyasi, and other incidents. You know, he was in India around 2000. He then went back again to Pakistan in 2005. Has been a mastermind. Has been creating overground workers. Has been responsible for even dropping of weapons in India. So all these kind of things that, and since he was the right-hand man of Hafiz Saeed, and at this point of time in Pakistan itself is in deep trouble because they're in every case handling the Baloch Liberation Army over there, unable to control. There are a whole lot of reports that over 200 of the security personnel are dead. They aren't saying anything more than 3 or 4 are dead. So there's a lot of speculation going on in Pakistan, lots of rumor mongering done. But one is not too sure with Hafiz Saeed. But yes, but because my gut feeling is that this man won't be moving in so openly without protection. And even though there may be protection even given to Abu Qatir Sindhi, maybe about 3-4 men. But despite all that, I think it may be more of the rumor mongering because he's the right-hand man. Hafiz Saeed is supposedly is not supposed to be open, he's in jail. And if anybody of that caliber of Lashkar-e-Taiba mastermind, supposedly, groomed by the times of Ziaul Haq and has been responsible for Mumbai. So you know that this man will be guarded, protected like hell. But if that has happened, and like they say that 2 of these gunmen on motorcycle have, of course, killed Abu, and he may have even Hafiz Saeed would have been knocked off. But yes, these are rumors. Until unless they're confirmed, it would be very difficult for us to say that he's really dead. Because we would, at least I would much like him to die. There is no denying the fact because he's responsible for too much of it. And I think he should be dead. If he isn't, he will die soon.
And a terrorist who has the blood of so many Indians on his hands. A terrorist who's single-handedly responsible for pushing terror into Kashmir. One would want that he meets his fate. But now, once again, for viewers who are just joining us on this broadcast, let's underline that there is a lot of speculation around Hafiz Saeed. No official confirmation coming in from agencies in India. And like there are, Pakistani media portals and also Pakistani journalists who are scurrying to refute and rebuff anything to do with this operation, which has resulted in the death of a Lashkar commander who's supposed to be very close to Hafiz Saeed. A lot of chatter around the third terrorist. Who is this third terrorist? Is it Hafiz Saeed? That's the question many are asking. But some are saying Hafiz Saeed remains lodged in the Lahore Central Jail. Major General Rajan Kochhar, I want to get your views on this because over the last few years we are seeing, the way unknown gunmen are operating, the way they are taking down India's enemies in Pakistan. So as this news about Hafiz Saeed remains in the realm of speculation, can it be completely, downplayed or denied the possibility of unknown gunmen taking down big Lashkar targets in Pakistan?
A very good question, because there is no smoke without a fire. And if there is a speculation, there is always a possibility that such an incident has taken place, will need to be confirmed. And Pakistan on their part would also need to confirm whether he has been liquidated. And if he is alive, possibly a video of Hafiz Saeed will surface in the Pakistani media soon to put rest to the speculation.
Right.
But if that speculation is not there and if there is an absence of any kind of news emanating from Pakistan, because we need to remember that Pakistan will always be in a denial mode.
Yes.
Pakistan will never admit, as a matter of fact, a large number of years, Pakistan was saying that Hafiz Saeed is not in Pakistan. So these kind of statements are going to emanate from Pakistan, and I feel Pakistan will also be in a denial mode.
Right.
To talk a word about the unknown gunmen, because it's important to understand, there are 2 theories which actually go in order to describe this unknown gunmen. one theory suggests there is an Indian hand. The second theory suggests that it is the work of the ISI themselves. All those leaders who are spent force now, and ISI wants a certain kind of credibility also coming in. You would remember that Pakistan was on the FATF grey list, and that is one of the reasons Pakistan had to act against Hafiz Saeed. That is one of the reasons that Hafiz Saeed was put in jail with a long 31 years and 18 years and 16 years, like that. A number of sentences, if you combine them, it will come to 78 years in prison. So this was done primarily to satisfy the West, to satisfy United States, to take out Pakistan from the FATF grey list. But unfortunately, what we are seeing today, as General Kulkarni also emphasized, what the situation is happening in Balochistan, because Pakistan was always in a denial mode for Balochistan also.
Absolutely.
Pakistan never admitted that there is an insurgency kind of a situation going on in Balochistan.
Absolutely.
So now we see everything splashed on the international media.
And
there'll be a lot to explain by Pakistan, because I'm not mentioning Khyber Pakhtunkhwa right now, because TTP is almost in total control of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and Balochistan is almost 90% out of control of Pakistan. It's almost 50% of Pakistan, you can imagine.
So Major General Kochhar, let's put this into context. And let me also bring in Priyank Bhavtosh and Pradeep Datta, who continue reporting the latest updates. On one hand, you have possibly the biggest strike unleashed on the Pakistani army by Baloch fighters. People will remember that what happened with the Jafar Express is the most pivotal point in the Baloch, movement. One, there was a lot of lies, denial, muted responses that came in from the Pak ISI. Now, then you spoke about Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. In Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, we are seeing how the TTP is literally smashing the Pakistani army on an everyday basis. And now, news coming in from Sindh, where Lashkar stop commanders are being taken down by unknown gunmen. Let me go back to Priyank, who's getting us the latest. Priyank, you were telling us about the LET case files, especially with regards to, Abu Qatal and the second terrorist. So we know the name of the first terrorist, that is Abu Qatal. We know the name of the second terrorist, who's been identified as an Abid. Tell us more about him, because there's a lot of secrecy around this mystery third terrorist. Why are we not able to get more information around this mystery third terrorist yet?
Certainly. See, Sagarika, these terrorists were coming out after a high-level meeting which was happening in the army camp. We know for the fact that the manner in which the Pakistan Army and ISI has been protecting these terrorists, which has given them advantage to carry out these kind of massive terror camp in the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. And that is the reason because of which the Pakistan intelligence agencies have put on hold on any information which is related to this particular assassination which has happened on their soil. We know for the fact that Pakistan has already faced a major embarrassment last week only after the train hijacking incident happened. At that time also they remained silent. When questions were raised that why you're not coming out in open and talking about it, they remain on denial and said that what will happen if, what is the need of coming out by the government and talking about it. So similar kind of strategy is also taken by the Pakistani information warfare, where they are trying to hide the information. But it is a fact that these terrorists who were involved in multiple attacks which happened in India have been eliminated. That is not the first instance. We have seen in the past also that how multiple people who managed to flee to Pakistan have been gunned down by their own, terror agencies because of internal fight which has been happening. We know that, the accused was already involved in operating on the behest of Lashkar-e-Taiba and other organizations. That is the thing because of which is forcing the Pakistani government to go on the back foot, hold the information, not to let out this information, which is certainly creating this kind of the information flow that whether the third one whose information is the identity is being hidden by the Pakistani intelligence agency was actually Hafiz Saeed or not.
Yes, so we are once again reiterating here on Times Now that all the chatter around Hafiz Saeed remains in the realm of speculation. We are awaiting a confirmation on if all this speculation, the questions, the mystery that's doing the rounds, if there is truth to it. Indian agencies are yet to confirm these reports. Pak media is trying to downplay the fact that Lashkar terrorists have been killed. They are trying to completely, rebuff the fact that Hafiz Saeed, there's a possibility that Hafiz Saeed was also the target. But let me go back to Pradeep Datta. Pradeep Datta, this is in Pakistan's playbook, the game of denial. And now, if there is any truth to the reports around Hafiz Saeed, what does this mean for India in the war against global terrorism?
Yes, Sagrika, you're absolutely right, because Pakistan Army is known for deceit, deception, and denial. And you're rightly saying it. We're seeing that what really happened after this Baloch Liberation Army, they hijacked a train just 2-3 days back. And for 48 hours, there was hardly any word from the Pakistan authorities' side. Only after 48 hours, they came out with a statement where they said,
okay, there seems to be a technical audio issue there with Pradeep Datta. But for viewers just joining us on this broadcast, we're getting you live reports around the speculation with regards to Hafiz Saeed, the mastermind of the 26/11 attacks. India has been on his trail. This terrorist has the blood of over 200 Indians on his hands. He has been for years plotting attacks in Kashmir. He has been for years spreading terrorism in Kashmir. And now there are reports that his organization is being dismantled one after the other by unknown gunmen. Yes, there is a lot of chatter around him. Could he have been the mystery third terrorist who was also injured, whose identity is being hidden? What was that meeting about? There was a meeting going on with Pak Army commanders. That is when this news came out of a third Pakistani terrorist possibly being injured. Let me go back to our guests who continue to stay with us, Lieutenant General Sanjay Kulkarni and also Major General Kochhar. Major General Kochhar, yes, there are many in India who are awaiting, confirmation of the news. They are anticipating with bated breath that possibly unknown gunmen have hit the bullseye. And if that happens, what does this mean for India at this time when, countries are coming together to collaborate against terrorism?
I would like to connect two dots here. The first dot is that after the train hijacking, if you heard the DG ISPR General Ahmed speaking, he has directly implicated Afghanistan and India also. Then now we see there is a meeting which has taken place in the core headquarters in the Pakistan Army, where these Lashkar-e-Taiba leaders have been called. I feel there's a direct link because of a statement made that we will now not go by the rules. It correctly implies that Pakistan is trying to plan something in Kashmir. The local leaders or the leaders of Lashkar-e-Taiba also called the resistance front because they had to operate under a different name after they were banned by the United Nations as well as the United States. So my concern here is this meeting has taken place to discuss something to be done in Jammu and Kashmir. And that is why you are seeing the movement of these leaders as reported in the media to the Pakistani headquarters. Otherwise, they have no business to be called to the Pakistani headquarters.
Yes, yes.
The second most important aspect here is there is an intelligence leak somewhere because news of this kind will not come in the media unless there has been some kind of intelligence failure or a leakage on the part of these terrorist organizations or even within the Pakistani establishment because there is also a speculation in the Pakistani establishment, especially after Imran Khan's episode, that there are a large number of officers in the Pakistan army who are not totally loyal to General Munir and still have a soft corner for Imran Khan. And there have been a number of court-martials in the Pakistan army. In the last 1 year, we have seen more than 20 officers of the Pakistan army have been court-martialed. So you can see the fissures are there within the Pakistan army also. And that is why these kind of leaks are coming out in the media.
Major General, let me also get in Lieutenant General Sanjay Kulkarni on, to add to what you've just said. Lieutenant General Kulkarni, do you also concur to the fact that if there is, the way Lashkar terrorists are being taken down, if this is actually happening, this could also show how the Pak ISI and the Pak army itself is getting weaker by the day? Because as per reports that's available to us at this point of time, this mystery third terrorist around whom this speculation is still ongoing got injured after coming out of the meeting with, army commanders. How do you look at this kind of a development that's now coming in?
See, everybody is monitoring all the movements. You noticed what happened when the train was moving from Quetta to Peshawar, the Zafar Express. You saw how the DGISPR subsequently said that, through the satellite communication, we've been able to find out how Taliban and Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan have been telling Balochistan Liberation Army, and this entire operation is all monitored at the highest level, and therefore they're monitoring. I go along with Gen Rajan because what happens is when everybody is monitoring conversations, everybody seems to know there are some parties helping somebody or the other, resulting in these people being moved physically so that there is no communication, not known to anyone, and only those people know exactly what is to be done in the execution part of it, because execution is the most important part. But the very fact that they have been moved over there, this probably got to be known by people, and that is where these unknown two chaps on motorcycle knocked off these two people, the third one not known. But knowing and taking it for even for a moment, we think that it wasn't Hafiz. Let's presume that it wasn't Hafiz. It's a huge big setback because Hafiz himself is almost 75-year-old man. He's born 1950, so he's almost a 75-year-old man who's been in jail, not been keeping well for a long time. So there are a lot of speculations going on. So his death, much that of course we will all celebrate it because he's been really responsible as part of Lashkar-e-Taiba and also supported what Musharraf would always be saying, ye to hamare hero hai.
And
So all these heroes need to be knocked off.
I apologize for interjecting only for the want of time because we are still awaiting that confirmation. And if that happens, we will be the first to connect with you and to bring you here, because if that news is confirmed, then possibly it will be the biggest news of the day. It will be about how the 2611 mastermind, if the speculation around him is true, has finally been taken down and 2611 has been avenged. But even now, everything is in the realm of speculation. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us this afternoon. We'll be back with more news and updates. More news coming in from Pakistan. There is another strike. This time it's a Pak military bus. What happened? We'll tell you all about it, but after the short break.